Ladies and gentlemen, we happen to be with the great Andi Buerger, founder of Beulah's Place, a wonderful place where there is peace and sanctum for those who've experienced human trafficking, especially our young people. Andi, I want to ask you first and foremost if you can express to us why Beulah's Place. Why would you spend time working with young people on that particular matter?
That's a great question, and I will give you the five and dime summary. It's very personal for me. I didn't grow up and say, oh, I think I'll just pick this charity choice.
Mhm.
I actually came from a very abusive, violent background myself. My immediate family and extended family members basically trafficked me from 6 months to 17 years old before there was ever a term for it.
Wow.
And by the age of 5, that was my first attempt at suicide because my birth mother made it very clear my days were numbered. She had already tried to take me out a few times before then, but the last time she officially tried to end my life, I was 17. So I thought, at age 5, the abuse, the physical, the mental, emotional, the sexual, she was the primary sexual predator, and there was no money exchange. But when you, as an adult, take a child somewhere and you know what's going to happen to them, to me, you have transported a child to Uncle Joe or whoever. That's trafficking to me as well. But just so we're clear with your
Yeah.
listeners, but that they didn't have words for them. They had other words which were ugly. But at that time, I went to the curb of my house and I thought, you know what? I'd be better dead than living in this house anymore because I had nowhere to run to. We were isolated, which is what abusers do many times with their families or victims, depending on what they're doing. And I just sat there waiting for a car to be coming by fast enough to run in front of because if she
Mm.
was going to kill me anyways, I thought I'll be here to the punch and take care of it myself, and at least I'll be at peace. I was 5,
Wow.
so no car came by. Yeah, no
And
car came
Andy,
by.
Andy, can
Yeah,
I want to park right here for a moment because
sure.
uh, I know for a lot of Americans, you, firstly, it's not easy. I'm a father guy. I love fathering. It's not easy, first and foremost, to just consume the fact that you were sexually molested and used as a vehicle of exploit since you were 6 months old. It's for a lot of people like the computer screen is like what? How do you? Uh, and then to hear you say at 5 years old you were attempting suicide. For a lot of people, they're used to the whole idea of the 15, 16-year-old runaway, that kind of story.
Yes,
But I want to digest this for a second for those people who are listening tonight because this is not that story that the media will give you. This is the truth of how depraved the world is.
yes.
You were used as a vehicle of comfort at age 6 months. What I mean, were you the one of only children? Were there other children involved? How did this process begin?
Well, through a lot of therapy and counseling later, much later in my life, going back through those things, I do have a birth brother who is 4 years older than I am, and he had the same issue. My birth mother sexualized him very
Oh,
early. I was not supposed to come along. I was, as I was told many times, an accident that could not be returned, and that I was the problem in the family. I was why they didn't have money. I was why she didn't have good relationship with my birth father because he favored me because she favored my brother. We were just objects. We were just pawns.
mm,
And both of those individuals had pervasive tendencies. And so in the 60s, we were barely talking about child abuse, let
yeah.
alone anything uh, like this. I mean, but when you're dropped off with a piano teacher and one sibling is getting lessons and the other one is with the piano teacher's husband. Okay?
Oh
My
my
first
God.
family. So it was one of those things where there was no control. The first memory, Kim, that I have of my birth mother, one of the first ones, was when she chased my brother and I through the house with a meat cleaver because we had put our hands on the door frame to the kitchen wondering what was for dinner. And I was probably 5, maybe, and he might have been 9, but very small for his age. And so you'd have this mad woman stomping, yelling, screaming with this meat cleaver in her hand, chasing these little kids through the house, praying that we made it to our bedrooms and shut the door and that she didn't cut us up.
Mm. Wow.
That's truth. That's reality. Now, does every victim go through that? No.
No.
But that was my experience. And so, as I mentioned, yes, I know it's hard for a lot of listeners to accept this. They're thinking, wow, we don't see that in the movies. Of course you don't, because predators are more common and more everyday looking than people are willing to accept. A lot of the country, for lack of a better word, is still in denial that, well, that can't happen here in our town.
Mm-hmm.
But we have documented that it does happen in every state, in every town, whether the person is a coach or a teacher or whatever. We've seen it happen in universities where even, older kids are taken advantage for the purpose of, well, maybe they'll be an Olympic star, or maybe this, or maybe that. So in the everyday scheme of life, where 5 children a day die just from child abuse, okay, every day in the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
that's a solid statistic, Child Health USA. So we have what we can find out as reported as victims. There are so many victims that do not report. And I understand that. Who wants to say, hey, this happened to me? Because, see, I thought it happened to me because I was stupid or because all the names I was called. I started believing those things about me, but somehow, maybe because I'm a natural redhead, I felt that if I lived, I won. That's
Exactly.
all I can say, God had a plan. I was happy. and I just was too stubborn to let it go. Now, I tried a couple more times, yes, because when you're beaten and pounded on and when somebody takes such delight in violating you, it's a very evil experience. And so there weren't places to call, places to go to. There was no place for someone like me. Even as I got older into my teens now, obviously it waned more during those years. It wasn't as easy to touch or grab me, but still,
Yeah.
sexual assault or, being things that I don't want to say over the air, but it's still very, very distressing. And
Exactly. Can
so
I can I
after that,
digress? Can I digress here for a moment because you mentioned
sure,
you mentioned the piano teacher, and I'm just gonna right now I've heard on Friday nights we focus on open heart closed case. We focus on advocacy for unresolved homicides, missing persons, teen suicides, and abused children. And that's all that we talk about on those Friday nights. And so I heard a lot of heart wrenching stories. This is the most heart wrenching story I've ever heard. And I'm thinking, the piano teacher is looking down at you as you're taking your lessons. Uh, did did you recognize what was going on? And did the piano teacher? I mean, did anyone? Was there anyone there to save you, to rescue you?
no, but there is always, I can guarantee, always someone who knows. It wasn't until years later, because my birth mother became a school teacher. She didn't touch any kids at school. She came home and took care of that with my brother and I. But she became a teacher, and years later, one of those teachers mentioned that, she thought something was going on, but she didn't really know what to say. Didn't. She just simply didn't. She felt very bad about it all those years later, but in those days, I understand it was really hard to speak up about somebody that goes to church, is a teacher, looks like and walks like a duck, but really isn't, underneath.
Yeah.
And so somebody always knows. But in that particular case, my birth brother was the prodigy. I was the one that was too ignorant, too stupid, uncoordinated, lazy, and all these other names I was called, often. And so even when I didn't do things wrong, it just depended on the day or the moment. If she would take it out on me, or I would have other people.
Mm-hmm.
I had people laugh, when they said, "Oh, she's just an accident. She doesn't matter. She doesn't count.
Oh my goodness.
She'll never amount to much."
Now, in interjecting here, I gotta have you come back on. I gotta have you come back on because this is
I would be happy.
this is just for my complicated mind. This is even too complicated for me to conceive. How you could do this to two
I'm
children?
sorry.
No, no, no. And how could you do this to babies? See, these are babies, and so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, was there a pastor? Was there any person from the community that you could confide in, or were you just made too fearful to talk to anybody about this?
Basically, yes, because she pretty much drilled into us if we ever said anything, if we weren't perfect, if we didn't get good grades, if we didn't this, that, or the other thing, if we ever told anybody that would really be the end of us. And there were two times that I did try to escape, so to speak, but again, nobody understood what was going on, and I was sent back, and then I paid a greater price. And the one person I thought I could confide in about things were not good and I wanted to kill myself, she thought she was doing me a favor by telling my birth mother.
Ah!
And so, yep, because again, children were still a little bit like chattel, in the 60s, and so in the 70s it didn't get much better. So there was no place. And when I was 17, I did reach out to a counseling center at a Christian university, and basically because I was still a minor, they said, well, you can't come unless you bring your parents.
Oh,
So that doesn't do anybody any good.
oh, Andi.
My phone calls were listened to. If I was on a date, it was just horrible. And so even at 18, I didn't know I could be free because the emotional and the mental control, it was, you can't survive without me. If you do anything I don't like, I will kill you, basically. So all of that. And when I finally went to college and I was away, I saw how other kids and other people lived. And I was like, oh my gosh, how
Wow.
do I make this work?
So
So I buried a lot of it.
yeah, and that was going to be my question. How do you move from abnormality to normality? And isn't that painful for you in this regard?
Yes, because there's no resolution. And because a lot of times, people say, well, honor your father and mother, or you can't, they can't possibly be monsters, right? Because they have jobs and they have this house and they have the cars and, look at you, you came out so well, they must be doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
And you can never tell the secret. And this is what most victims go through, because the minute you try to explain, you get laughed at. Even when I was in college and
Mm-hmm.
I was propositioned by a professor,
Oh
my first
God.
time of, yes, standing up. I was not good at math, and I'm still not. I don't do math in public. I'm just going to share that with you and the few listeners.
Look at.
But I was having a little trouble in accounting, okay? I'm just not that great with numbers. And so I asked the professor, is there any kind of extra credit, any tutoring, anything I could do to help get my grade up? Because I just don't get C's. I'm an A-B student. I just don't do that.
Yeah.
And he said, well, if you're willing to do what so-and-so, and I knew who so-and-so was, does for me after class, we could talk about improving your grade. And I knew what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you let me know tonight. Well, I thought, okay, Andi, here's the chance. Stand up for yourself. Don't let the abuser or the oppressor win. So I called the dean of business. And he pressured me for a name. I said, I don't feel comfortable giving you the name without coming to talk to you face to face. He would not give me an appointment. I'm paying college tuition that I could not get 10 minutes with this guy. So finally, I gave up the name, and he laughed at me.
Mm.
He laughed so hard. He said, I know that guy. There's no way you would ever do that. You misunderstood.
Mm. And
So, as simple as that sounds, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you have a victim trying to move forward, trying to take steps, try to stand up for themselves, and I graduated in 3 years and then decided to go to law school, but between those times, I had a job with a major hotel chain.
Mm-hmm.
The president of that hotel chain came by our hotel where I was working one day. I'm in the reservation, our main office area, with 8 other women. For whatever reason, he put his hand on me and kind of gave me that, I like you, I want you, even though wife number 4 had just left the office. Right? So what do? So he continued that. I told my manager, and he said, oh, you know what? He was just playing around. And, if he likes you, go ahead. He felt that the more affairs a woman had, the better it made her.
Oh, my God.
And it was just crazy. So I asked the other women, I said, you saw what he did, but they were too afraid to lose their jobs, so no one would stand up for him.
You have an amazing story, and I'm going to do something regretfully here that I didn't tell your press people about. So just how Jenny get with me on this one. I'm going to ask that you stay over for just a little bit. Can you just stay over? This is just amazing to me, because you are a tremendous advocate and a wonderful human being. How you went through all of that suffrage, and you are Andi Buerger, founder of Beulah's Place. If you could hang on with us for a good 5 minutes, we'll be back. And for another 10 minutes, if you could talk with us, it would be my tremendous honor, and I'm ever so thankful for this particular opportunity, Andi.
Absolutely.
How can people get in contact with Beulah's Place? How can you give us a little information about that before we go to break?
Yes, they can find out information about us, about our organization, how to donate, how to find hotlines at beulahsplace.org. That's BEULAHSPLACE.org. They can email me and they can call us. All of that information, as well as my book that's coming out next month, which is going to share a lot of what we're talking about. So all of that information is on beulahsplace.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, beulahsplace.org. If you are on the run, if you've gone through much of this, if you are still being human trafficked, just when you have a moment, beulahsplace.org. We will be right back with more of the best right after these messages. Thank you so much for watching us.
Aloha and welcome to Hawaii Now. Lion Coffee is a brand many grew up with here in the islands, and today we are getting an inside look at where and how this delicious tasting coffee is made. Joining us now is Dan Donnell, the president of Hawaii Coffee Company, maker of Lion Coffee.
It's great to have you here, Jobette.
Yes, excited to get on this tour, but before we start, tell us, what are the steps in making a delicious cup of Lion's Coffee?
Well, there's really 3 major steps. The first is selecting the very best high quality coffee beans.